on the streaming. So yeah, I think we are now on streaming. So welcome everybody. This is going to be the first meeting of the release working group in March. So yeah, first of all, please add your names to the agenda. Let me also the agenda in the chat. Let me go with everyone. Okay, so be there. Let me promote Rafael again. Okay, so I think we are all, nobody's in the lobby. Okay. So yeah, first of all, there is anyone who want to do any announcements? I think we have some new releases.
Yeah, Node.js 21.7 is live. And 21.7.1, it's almost ready too.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Rafael. Do we have any additional announcements? I think no. So then let me jump to the first official topic in the agenda, which is the issue 965 regarding PGP keys. Yeah, I think the current situation for this issue, I think I put a private message on the release team. Let me have a look 1 second. Yeah, I think currently I was checking most of the PGP keys. So yeah, there are some topics open for discussions, but those are private, I think. But yeah, nothing else. So yeah, it's almost complete, I will say, from my side. So that's it. In the last meeting, I agreed to be the one who will check all the keys. So yeah, there's a private message on the chat. Let me share the link for the private message, so you all can have a look. In case you have any questions, we can address that in private or in the chat directly if you want. Yeah, so I think we can jump easily to the next topic in the agenda if we are okay with that. Okay, so next topic in the agenda is issue 953, which is regarding proposal for new release schedule / user are not interested in releases that will not become LTS. This has been discussed in the group for a while, if I remember well, but I'm not very updated on this. So do we have the forum to discuss this here?
So if I'm not mistaken, the general feeling is that if we want to change the release schedule, it needs to be for a very good reason. And I think we didn't have a good enough reason to change the plans, and also it would require tooling to adapt to the new schedule. And I think that consensus was that it was not worth it.
Okay. Yeah, I think I remember something similar to that. Yeah. Any discrepancy on this? Anyone has an additional ideas or inputs? Okay, so I guess the first things we can do is definitely remove it from the agenda. I think that's a fair point because nothing to discuss right now. And maybe I will ask to Marco or anyone who has good context for this just to put a final message there regarding the final conclusions for the release team. And I think that we are okay with that. Good. I will jump then to the next topic in the agenda, which is the code names for Node.js through Node.js 34, which seems far away, but but yeah, maybe it's early too much to discuss naming. So yeah, issue 942. Go ahead, Richard.
There isn't really much. I mean, we don't need to make a decision now, and I just opened it just to extend the list of names out into the future. I think that's at least another, I can't remember, it's quite a few releases ahead, and stops short of the next problematic letter.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know what we do with it. We maybe at some point we just decide to land it as is. I don't think anyone is vehemently objected to any of the suggestions. People have made alternative suggestions. I don't know. I mean, people have preferences, one or the other. It's just we sort of had a list before just to make it so that we're
Yep.
not trying to decide at the last moment what we'll call the next LTS line.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, we've already,
I guess there's
we already have something for Node 22, so we don't need to make a decision this year. So 24.
I guess there's always the possibility to change it if there are concerns
Yeah.
before the release
Yep.
happens.
So yeah, maybe yeah, I could I could propose we land this, and then people have, want to, they could propose changes.
Yep. Okay. So I guess we should leave this open, or do we want to just get some approvals on the pull request merges that this is, and later on discuss in the following years if we want to change the names?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it actually has no approvals, does it? So yeah, I guess maybe, yeah, if people here are happy with the list as proposed, if you could approve it, then we can land it. Otherwise, yeah, I guess we'll discuss it next time, or some future date. But yeah, I'm in no rush to land it.
Fantastic. Changes. Sure. I just approve it. Also, I think Targos approve it as well. So yeah, I think we start to see some green check boxes. So that's good. Okay. I think, should we jump to the next topic in the agenda? Okay, well, yep.
Yeah, I was just wondering whether to do the release plans at the end or do the other discussions.
Yep, that's a fair point. There is, okay, just to give everybody an overview. So we have, discussions for the release plan. We have an issue, release, a patch release for 2024. Not very sure. For the time zone data.
So yeah,
Yep.
I can summarize that. So we there has been a change to the time zone database. I think one of the affected regions actually has already gone into effect at the beginning of this month. Can't remember
Yep.
which one it was. Was it Kazakhstan or
Yeah, Kazakhstan. Yeah.
So yeah, there was an ask to get new time zone stuff. So that has been updated on main, and I think Node 21 now, with 21.7. But the Node 20 and Node 18 are still on ICU 73. But Michael has opened backport PRs. So I guess the question for us is, are we reasonably comfortable with the ICU update that we can land those in Node 20 and 18? Probably.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would need separate backports for the ICU data, so for the time zone data to ICU 73, because it patches the data for the ICU version. So yeah, in order to update the time zone, we either need manual backports of the time zone data to ICU 73, which is probably a smaller delta in terms of changes visible to the end users, or we update ICU to the same version of ICU that's in Node 21. It's probably okay. So 74.1 had some regressions that 74.2 fixed. So I'm hoping 74.2 is okay. But
Yep.
has the automation for updating ICU been fixed? I don't know. I think Michael did patch the update scripts. I don't know if we've ever actually tried to rerun them, because we're now at the current up to the most recent ICU, aren't we?
Yeah, so there's no new version, so we cannot really test that it works with a new version.
I think the issue was that the last ICU release didn't have the same file names as the previous ones, which is I don't know. If they can remain consistent, I think it should be okay. If they decide to change again, then we'll patch. But there was also they didn't label the release on GitHub as the latest release, so our scripts never saw 74.2 because it was always seeing 74.1 as the latest. But they did fix that, so yeah, and then we found that the scripts didn't update anyway because of the file names were different. But then I think they only do a release a year, so it's not a huge, and we tend to know when they're coming. So
Yep.
it's not a huge problem that it's unlikely we're going to miss one. So yeah, I guess the ask is if anyone has objections to landing ICU 74 in Node 20 and Node 18, speak up. We'll touch on it a bit more when we do the release plans. I am planning to do a Node.js 20 and Node 18 release, hopefully towards the end of this month. So yeah, that will be the target to include these. Unless, of course, someone wants to do a quicker release, but I think given it takes normally about a week to do a release,
Yeah,
it's not going to be that much different. So yeah, that was this. It's just for awareness about the ICU. Sorry, the time zone database needing updating, and then our options are either.
Yeah, that was a very good.
Different.
That was a very good input, Richard. So yeah, at least from my side, I don't see any objections. I don't know if any other releases have any objections, but I think it's okay. We can keep a discussions also in the issue, so in case that anybody has any concern. Sounds good. I think, yeah, we have the option to jump to the release plan or just jump into the last topic in the issue, which is the proposal cleanup for the failing modules in Canary in the Gold Mine, which is issue 955 in Canary in the Gold Mine. Let me pass the chat link in the chat so we can have a fast view. Yeah, I think it was mostly Rafael working on this, if I remember well. I see some changes in Canary in the Gold Mine. I mean, just to say that Express is back, so I'm very happy. But yeah, aside of that, I'm not very sure about the rest of the modules. I see a lot of pull requests ongoing. So not very sure. Maybe we should spend some time in the following days on there's approving and merging or closing PRs that are still failing.
Yeah, I don't know whether Rafael Marco, you did the most recent releases, whether you feel Stitchim is any better. It's still as difficult to process as before. I think the issue is always going to be it's a moving target because the modules will keep.
I think there are some failures from the last time we did a security release, we removed some function from crypto, and there are still the same failures from the previous release. So I think we should probably remove those tests until they are fixed on the package.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I think the strategy here is more or less to be a little bit aggressive at this point, right? With the failing modules, just to try to have a green CI for a while. Because yeah, I see last time doing releases, it was a little bit frustrating also for me because hard to know.
I imagine we can create some sort of automation where we if a test has failed for the last 2 releases, then we can remove it, or check some kind of reporting to see how consistently it fails in the past. So if it's more than 2 releases, you can just drop it automatically. But obviously this requires effort. If someone wants to do it.
Yeah, I was thinking that you will say I'm working on it, but yeah, yeah, probably we'll need to see. Yeah, maybe I think maybe it's a good, well, not maybe the best good first issue, but maybe it's a issue that we can try to bring some help from the community. But yeah, I definitely it's a good investment on time, but yeah, I'm not very sure who is available for that right now.
Historically, it comes in bursts. People, spend a bit of time trying to tidy it up. It gets a little bit better, but I don't think we've ever got it green.
Yep.
And then then it sort of limps along a bit, and then there's then another concerted effort to try and clean up. But it's always going to be a moving target. Both node moves and the modules move. So
yep.
Yeah,
a short-
just as an example of that, I found out today that PowerPC
Yeah.
isn't even able to run SIDGUM anymore.
Yeah, I saw that. I'll try and work out with my colleagues if that's a regression in Citrix or actually a regression in Node. So obviously some WASM is being loaded and it's trying to use SIMD, which isn't supported on Power 8. But that, that's a regression. So I don't know if that's a regression in Citrix or a regression in Node. We need to at least identify what caused it and then sort of decide what to do with it. But yeah, thanks for spotting that. We'll try and work out what to do with that.
Okay, I think then the next big topic it's going to be discussion about the release plan. So yeah, we have all of them, 21, 20, and 18. Yep.
Before that, something I probably wanted to ask, have we as a group decided who's doing Node 22? Because that's supposed to be out next month.
I would like to do it, but obviously if possible, with the help of, I imagine with the help of
the
someone.
option is maybe to pair with someone. Yeah, we might be able to onboard you by then. But yeah, I mean, if we can get some volunteers, that'd be great. Otherwise, we are going to need to work out how we're going to release Node 22 because it's not that far away.
I can volunteer.
I'm happy to help. I don't have a lot of time, but I can help.
So yeah, if we can get some volunteers, that'd be great. Yeah, let's I guess discuss either in the channel or maybe we can open an issue or something to just to make sure we have people lined up. Even if it ends up being a group effort, because otherwise the release is possibly not going to happen, which isn't going to be great. But we are running out of time now, so
yeah, that's good. Yeah, we can try to do a collective effort, right? Yeah, I never prepare a major before, so so I'm new to that also. I'm willing to learn and watch how that goes and provide some help, but yeah, definitely not the person who can provide all the answers. But yeah, so I'm happy to help if you need some help. Yeah, but yeah, definitely we can coordinate this a little bit on the channel, I guess, and see who wants to lead it.
We should start by opening an issue somewhere to track what needs to be done.
Okay, I'll open an issue. Should I open it in the release repo, or do you think we should open? No, I'll open it in the release repo, so at least we can identify who among who the interested parties amongst us that are going to help drive that, and then if we need another issue in the core repo for actual tasks, we can do that. Because I guess there will be like some of the majors that we want landed. Well, not the project as a whole want landed, and any build infra things. We don't have that much time. I'm guessing the V8 stuff still needs some attention to try and resolve the remaining.
Yeah, but the CI was so flaky lately that I kind of let it on the side. But yeah, we need to take care of that.
Definitely. And just this is a bit of an aside. I'm still talking to people within Red Hat about the S390 compiler issue. So we have identified some issues with the GC10 compiler on S390. So we are just trying to make sure that we've identified all the fixes we need and then trying to get them backported into actual compiler releases in Rail. And then once we've worked out where they're going, we'll actually do a PR into both build and core to update the compiler we're using on S390. So it will move from GC10, but we don't know yet whether it'll be 12 or 13 that we move to. But that one we're talking about within Red Hat.
I would be happy if we could update GCC on all platforms. Because we have issues with compiling time. I mean, on Fedora, it takes so long that the job is killed.
Well, I think Fedora, I think your suggestion that we move to 38 and 39 is probably what we should do. We're trying to find some time to help out there. Alpine is a big question because I don't know how we can move GCC versions in Alpine without moving the version of Alpine. I think that's was it you that had a look at what GCC versions were available now, Brian?
Yeah, I don't remember, but
so I don't know what we'll do there.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Unless
Yep.
we agree with the Docker team that we just bump the version of Alpine. Maybe that's a bit viable way forward. I don't know. Yeah, the Linuxes will be okay. I think AAX we won't be able to go up much higher, possibly to 11, but not 12 or 13, without also bumping the version of AX, which would mean new machines in the CI. Which no, let's take that to build and let's talk separately. We may be able to do it like independent, so maybe the Linuxes can go up, but not the other platforms. Yeah, we'll have to have a discussion and see. We don't have much time, which is the impetus of trying to get these discussions and decisions going.
Yep. Okay, that was a really good update for that.
Yep.
Should we jump to the release plan to see who want to do 21, 20, and 18? That's okay. Let's have the schedule a little bit and see.
Yeah. Oh, it's not on the agenda, but I did see that there was an issue opened for Marco to join the as a releaser. So
oh yeah,
I guess you mentioned that. I think it's already got a number of +1s. So
yeah, I think was a really popular decision. I guess I see a lot of +1s, so I think we can go ahead. So yeah, welcome, Marco.
Thank you. Makes me very happy.
Yeah, you have been doing a lot of work preparing the last releases, so yeah, super, super well deserved. Okay, so yeah, that's good news. Okay, so jumping to the release plan. Let me see if I can open if I can share my screen. That will be great. Let me see 1 second. Okay, almost there. Okay, same screen number 1, desktop 1, I think. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully you can see the issue. I guess. Okay. So yeah, I think for 18 right now. Let me see the.
So yeah, I'm planning to do an 18 release towards the end of this month.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll work out what day and stick it in here, but yeah, it'll be roughly like 2 weeks from now because I was waiting for the 21 release because I want to update npm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So it's enough, I guess, because it's in maintenance. We don't need to schedule more releases.
Yeah, I think so. Unless anyone's aware of anything else that's coming that would need to. Yeah, I'm happy to. Yeah, to do this, and then yeah, we'll wait and see.
I saw a regression on 18 that has basically there is an issue. Let me fetch it. That seems like something quite important.
But the question is, do we have a fix?
Oh yeah, no, we don't have a fix, but there's probably.
Is it the issue that Matteo assigned to himself?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if we can get a fix within the next 2, well, that's a good question. I guess the question then is, do we plonk this fix straight in, or do we do the usual, which is to get the fix into the later release lines and then wait to backport that, get it in current and then wait for 2 weeks before going into. I think we probably need to work out whether it's an immediate regression that, if it was a revert, maybe that could land in the next release, that we revert whatever caused the regression. If it's a more complicated fix, then we need to make a decision whether we want to let that bake in current or drop it directly into the release lines. But yeah, unless we get a fix, there isn't really anything to drop into the to the releases. But yeah, if something's ready in time, then we can include that possibly, depending on whether it's a new fix or just a revert. If it is possible to just revert, that might be quicker. If it is just one commit that's caused the regression and we just say, all right, we'll just revert it for now and pick it up again in a future release. That might be the quickest way to fix the regression on 18. So yeah, I'll go have a look for the issue and then ask a question there. So yeah, that might be an option. Revert, and then if we get the fixes in current, then we can think about doing a future release. because even though 18's in maintenance, it's in maintenance for a whole another year. So I imagine there will be a release at some point.
Yeah, maybe we can leave it, if it's after the release, we can leave it on like in the staging branch, and then the next security release will pick up. So that will be easy, and we don't have to worry about the integration. Okay. Okay, so that's clear for 18. I think we are confident. Let's see 20. So yeah, I think 20.
Yeah, 20. Did I not move that? Okay, yeah, 20 is the same thing, which is I'll planning to do a release in March.
Okay.
So,
So that's going to be like 2012, right? If I'm not wrong. Yeah.
yeah, probably. I imagine there will be a similar major or something in there.
Yep. Okay.
Let's say it's 2012 or something. And yeah, I don't know. I guess depending on when I when I get the release out, whether we go for like an April or May follow up. But
yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I think we are kind of covered for now, right? And then we can focus on 22.
Yeah, it remains to be seen. So I've got a feeling this next 20 release is going to be huge because we haven't done a normal one since last year.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge one, I think,
And
because
I think the one you did that went out in January, I think that wasn't fully
yeah,
up to the commits that were in current at the time. So there were commits that could have landed that didn't.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I think I landed something like around 250 or something.
No, again,
but there's still to be a lot of them there. I'm pretty sure it's going to be like a huge number.
So I'll see how I get on for 2012.
Yeah.
I am gonna make the effort to get one out this month. And then we'll see what we offer the next one, the one after. But
yeah.
It's inactive still, so is that correct? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that sounds good. Maybe we can try to plan things on staging if that helps, even if the people don't have time to, prepare a full release, at least start landing things properly. Might help.
I think the most advantageous would be to land any backports first, because otherwise if we land things on staging that cause conflicts, we'd need to see all the backports. So I normally go around and sweep through the backports and land any that are legible. So do that first. I have cherry picked some of the test, the ones that marks under the test flaky, or try and fix some of the instability. So the CI is still not quite perfect, but it's much better than it was like after the previous releases.
Okay. Sounds like, we have a plan for 20 and 18. So let's see what's the future for 21. I think next person in the list is going to be Michael. Right?
Yeah, so it's the one that I prepared for tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, should we ask for, does anyone want to help with the next releases as bandwidth for 21?
I guess I will I can help on whatever release is next. So depending if we do 22 or 21 first, I can help with one of the two.
Yeah, I think current is a good one for first time releaser, Jerome, definitely. So I think it's okay. I'm not really sure when we have to jump this to LTS mode. But
there's no
LTS. No, it's not.
Oh yes, 21. True. Okay.
We need, I guess, only two releases before Node 22.
I mean, we
or maybe only one if it's done in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we usually plan for releases every 2 weeks, and then we try not to do one too close to the. Yeah, it probably will be two, maybe two, depending on if there's any slippage.
Yeah, yeah, depending a little bit on the CI as well. But yeah,
But
probably.
for Marco, we want to get his GPG signing keys into a release so that then he could do proper releases after that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay, so yeah, I can do that in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to get your GPG key into the Node README. And we need to do that before you actually do a release so that people have advance notice of your signing key before you actually sign a release. It's just a sequencing thing. But you can still help prepare the releases like you did for 21.7. So yeah, either in 21.8, I guess, or
yeah, definitely you can prepare it and we can add the PGP keys there. So
yeah, fine by me.
So that's good. If we have later on security releases, then you can do the full release for this one. Yep. Okay. That's good. So we have yeah. So Marco will prepare it. So the next thing is if anyone want to help with the release, that will be great. Yeah. If nobody volunteers, I might have some bandwidth, but yeah, with the support for the preparation, I think I can help you a little bit, Marco, if you want for that. But yeah, not 100% not promise it, but yeah, let's see. If I cannot make it, I will put in the Slack channel.
Yeah, sure. Probably I would like to pair with someone while doing the promotion. I think on the preparation it's fine, but then like I will schedule some time with someone who volunteers and we can promote it together. So I feel more safe about it.
Yeah.
On the subject of promote, well, it's not really promotion. I did see yesterday that Raphael hit some issues with the website. So apparently the website, they've branched and the default branch is not the thing that's currently in production. So there's now is it main and legacy or something branches?
Yeah, main is the new website, but it's not in production yet. So we need to merge onto legacy.
So I don't know yet when the website is switching over to the new design, and that's being coordinated with the foundation so they can do some announcements. So I don't know when that's going to happen. But yeah, if it hasn't happened, I guess when 21.7.1 goes out, then I think the current thing is you need to update the blog post in both branches. Just as an FYI, I guess.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yep. Yeah, we can send a message on the website channel in Slack and confirm with them. Yeah, Ping Claudio. Okay. Okay, I think we are kind of clear for 21 as well. So yeah, we are I think on top of the agenda. There is anything else that we want to discuss outside of the agenda?
I'm Chemiatlo. I volunteered quite some time ago, and then I got off grid. I spoke with Roy. He told me to join this meeting. Just spoke with him now. He said he's out of office. He couldn't join, but he said I should join the meeting. I'll attach the issue I volunteered in. So I'm back. I'll be very happy to find additional ways to volunteer and wherever I can help, I'll be happy. So not sure what exactly the onboarding process is, but I'm prepared to learn.
Yeah, thank you, Timmy. It's Timmy, right? I say it correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think, yeah, not very sure about the process because I'm not the most senior on the team, but
yeah, it's window. So, the governance has this for the adding new releases, so that's the general policy. It's not quite step by step. That's sort of targeting being an actual releaser, which is sort of where Marco's currently working his way through. So for releases, it's like preparing releases. But yeah, I mean, there's other work that could be done, like the stitching stuff that was talked about. But yeah, with the release stuff, it's helping prepare releases is great. And yeah, if you want to be a full releaser, then we work towards that by getting you to prepare a release. Someone else would have to do that release once you've prepared it, and then that's kind of what Marco's done. And then the next step would be to get, once we're all happy, or both you and us, that you're ready. Well, not ready as in we're going to go ahead. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're completely independent and need no help. That's not what that means. But then yeah, it's like you get a GPG signing key, then we PR into the README, so that people then have advanced notice that some future release is going to be signed by a new key, and that's part of this. The very first thing that Ulysses said. There's been an issue about keys and how you verify the keys. So there is another GitHub repo that we also have, which has a copy of the keys that people can use. But yeah, that's all sort of processy stuff about the sort of set of keys that can be used to sign releases. So yeah, and I think you are a collaborator already.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had a bit of a hiccup with Ulysses where he wasn't. So yeah, you are a collaborator, so that will make things a lot easier in terms of the onboarding. So yeah, maybe pairing. If you could find a release to help prepare or pair on. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, backporting helps a lot to get an overview of things. That's
yeah.
a good
But
point
we only need to backport things that are either they don't land cleanly. So if they cherry pick, we would normally cherry pick the commits across. Or if they are complicated, if there's like maybe there's a chain of dependencies, so that it's better if they're all backported together, or they have to be, there's some slight differences. So for example, the ICU updates that Michael backported, I've got a feeling if we land them in order, they may have cherry picked across, but it's probably better to just have them explicitly called in one backport altogether, because it's like 3 or 4 commits to do one thing. But yeah, I mean, if you don't, there's no real harm if you open one. It turns out to not be needed. It would be just extra work that wasn't necessary. But yeah, hang around the channel. Feel free to ask, and we'll sort something out, I guess. But yeah, we welcome volunteers, especially if they're already known to the project. It's a lot easier to onboard someone who's known than to try and build up the reputation and trust.
Awesome.
Okay, that's super good. Yeah, love to see more people joining. So yeah, any additional topic in the agenda that we want to discuss? Okay, I think then it's okay. Go ahead, Richard.
No, I was going to say I don't really have much context. I think I remember Roy opened an issue about maybe a session at the Collab Summit. So I don't know, if people are going, maybe try and find that and have a look. But yeah, I just mentioned that because the Collab Summit's coming up next month in the beginning of April. So I guess for awareness, if anyone's watching the stream, there is so I'll be there, and I think there were 1 or 2 other releases who are going to be there. So we will probably end up having some sort of session at the Collab Summit.
Yeah, I think maybe Rui also is there. Yeah, so there's going to be some releases. Yeah. Okay. Any additional topic or points in the agenda? Last opportunity. Okay. So then is there. So thank you so much for watching this in streaming and join to the meeting for those who are here. And last thing from my side, if you can help me a little bit with the notes of this meeting, will be great. If you have been participated, just add one line with your notes will be fantastic, and later on we can collect that on a pull request. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.